Mnemonic devices are effective for memory enhancement due to several underlying psychological principles and mechanisms. Here's an explanation of the science behind their effectiveness. Association. Mnemonic devices help create strong associations between new information and existing knowledge or familiar concepts. When you create vivid mental images or associations between items to be remembered and something already stored in your memory, it becomes easier to recall the new information later. This is because our brains are wired to remember information better when it's connected to pre-existing knowledge. Visualization. Many mnemonic techniques involve visualization, which engages multiple areas of the brain, including the visual cortex and areas responsible for memory encoding and retrieval. When you create vivid mental images or scenes to represent information, you're essentially creating a multisensory experience that enhances memory encoding and retrieval. Chunking and organization. Mnemonic devices often involve chunking or organizing information into smaller, more manageable units. Our working memory has limited capacity, so breaking down large pieces of information into smaller chunks makes it easier to process and remember. By organizing information in a structured way, mnemonic devices reduce cognitive load and improve retention. Repetition and retrieval practice. Mnemonic devices encourage repetition and retrieval practice, which are key principles of effective learning and memory. When you actively engage with information multiple times through mnemonic techniques, you reinforce neural connections associated with that information, making it more likely to be retained in long-term memory. Personalization and creativity. Mnemonic devices often involve personalization and creativity, which increase engagement and motivation. When you create your own mnemonic devices or customize existing techniques to fit your preferences and learning style, you're more likely to be actively involved in the learning process, leading to better memory retention. Dual coding. Mnemonic devices leverage dual coding, which involves representing information both verbally and visually. By combining verbal labels, such as words or acronyms, with visual imagery, mnemonic devices provide multiple retrieval cues, increasing the likelihood of successful recall. This dual coding strengthens memory traces and facilitates retrieval. Emotion and interest. Mnemonic devices can evoke emotions and tap into personal interests, which enhance memory formation and retrieval. When information is emotionally salient or personally relevant, it is more likely to be encoded and stored effectively in memory. Mnemonic devices that incorporate humor, storytelling, or personal experiences can elicit emotional responses that aid memory consolidation. Let's dive deeper into each mnemonic device with more examples. Acronyms. Example 1. PEMDAS, to remember the order of operations in mathematics, parentheses, exponents, multiplication and division, addition and subtraction. Example 2. FACE, to remember the spaces on the lines of the treble clef in music, FACE. Chunking. Example 1. Remembering a long number like a credit card number, e.g. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9101 1121, by breaking it into smaller groups, 1234, 5678, 9101, 1121. Example 2. Breaking down a complex password, e.g. P at SSW0RD123, into chunks, P at SSW0RD 123. Method of loci, memory palace. Example 1. Visualizing walking through your childhood home and associating each room with items on a grocery list. Milk in the living room, bread in the kitchen, etc. Example 2. Mentally placing historical figures along a path you're familiar with, such as your commute to work, and associating each figure with key dates or events. First letter technique. Example 1. Every good boy does fine, to remember the lines of the treble clef in music, e.g. BDF. Example 2. Homes, to remember the names of the Great Lakes, Huron, Ontario, Michigan, Erie, Superior. Keyword method. Example 1. Associating the Spanish word, manzana, apple, with the English word, man, imagining a man eating an apple.